guys, I'm Mike Caviani. I'm the Dog Behavior Program Manager here at Austin Pets Alive. Today we're going to be going over the skill that we call place. So teaching your dog how to go to place on command. It's a pretty fun skill to teach, and it's a very useful skill. It's something that I think a lot of us have dogs that don't behave perfectly when visitors come over, our friends come over, our buddies come over, and our dogs maybe leave a lot to be desired in how they behave. That may be that they're being like protective of the household, or it may just be that they're so stoked about your friend coming over that they're maybe jumping up and being a little rude. So whatever the case may be, this is a really useful skill to use for that context, or the dog that's maybe just like rude around the dinner table and you want to teach them don't crowd us while we're eating. You can send the dog to place on command, and that's a pretty fun, again, universally useful skill. So for this skill today, you're going to see Amy Jones, our Adoption Follow-Up Program Coordinator, working with Leonidas, one of our dogs that's up for adoption. He's never learned place before, so we're going to see from scratch how to teach place from the very beginning, and we'll see how far we can get him in this session so you guys can demo that or do that at home with your dog. All right, so we're at the very beginning here. This is Amy and Leonidas. So we've used this platform right here as his place spot. You can use a bed, a blanket, whatever at home you think your dog would like to lay on for his place spot. So the idea here, this is step one. This is all about trying to just get Leo to understand that stepping on this platform is like a magic button to get food to fall from the sky. So if he touches it, Amy is clicking and treating. You can check out our video on clicker training if you want to understand more about that process. So Amy, notice, isn't nice. Amy's not being super demonstrative about exactly what she wants from Leo, right? She's just using maybe a little bit of body pressure, moving a little bit side to side, and she's just kind of going neutral and ignoring Leo when he's not stepping on the place. That right there, stepped on it, mark and reward. So she's throwing off the bed, and probably a lot of you are saying, like, why are you not rewarding the dog on the bed? Nice. It's because we want to see when that light bulb's turned on. If Leo is over off the bed and immediately heads over towards it just like that, what a smart dog. He might be picking up on the fact that I should go to that bed to get food. If we reward him on the actual bed, he may just sit there the whole time, not really understanding he's supposed to go there on his own. So this is step one. We call it the luring stage. Anytime you teach a brand new behavior, this is always the first stage. So we're just consistently showing him that stepping on that bed is how you get food. So notice he's like, he knows some stuff, right? So he's like, wait, is sitting how I'm getting food? Is staring at you how I get food? Is prancing like a handsome dog getting? Nope, it's this. So Amy was very clear. Nope, 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 yes, right there. Stepping on the bed is how you got food. Beautiful. So we're going to be on step one here for maybe another minute or two. He looks to me like he's, yeah, he looks like he's picking up on it, but he's just still not super convinced it's the only way to get treats. So we want to show him for this process, this is the one thing we're teaching you. Nice. That was a pretty good indication, right? He didn't have to go to the bed. He could have gone straight to Amy for the food, but he veered off to the left for the bed. Nice. I'm going to brag about Leonidas real quick. Don't expect your dog to pick up on this as quickly as he is. I promise you he's never learned this before. He's just a really smart dog who's currently up for adoption. Hopefully by the time you watch it, he's been adopted, but he's doing great. So you heard Amy, she actually has moved on to step two. So step two is the naming step. He should have shown, which he has, this kind of pretty good idea of stepping on this is why I'm getting food, right? We think that light bulb's turned on. We think he's kind of gotten it. And so now we're on the naming process. Amy's not doing anything different other than saying the name right when Leo does the behavior. Boom. So as soon as he actually steps on that bed, Amy is now introducing the name of this new skill, which is place. So the actual mechanics of it, she's doing the same thing, right? She's not telling him what to do. She's not saying the word right now because he doesn't know what it means. She's just saying this new game you just learned of stepping on a bed and getting food is called place. So that's why she's saying it right when he does it.
Place.
Boom, right there, exactly. So this is step 2, the naming process. We're gonna be on this for a couple minutes to really make sure we've really firmly implanted that idea of this is what this is called. The more you can make this concise for your dog, the better. So nice. So that's why we're gonna try to usually go with some shorter cues. So still on the naming process. As soon as he touches it, Amy names it, place, then mark, click, and then tosses food. Those are some very enthusiastic rehearsals of going to place. But you see, every so often, he's still like, all right, hold on, what if I go into a down? What if I look at you? What if I sit? And so Amy's just giving him kind of a non-response for that, right? No, boom. So he doesn't get a response for that, which is pretty clear to him. All right, so that's not getting me anything. So still going to this bed, that's how I'm actually getting food and attention. Nice. Nice. So he got a little stuck. He was just kind of staring at Amy. So Amy just very nonchalantly moved her body a little bit, which then helped him figure out, oh, right, I should go to this bed. And it's good to be patient here, right? So there's no rush. Nice. No rush in trying to, or getting frustrated, like, oh, I thought he was past that point. It's okay. Sometimes they get a little stuck. You've all learned something that you were understanding, but then you got a little confused, and then you had to kind of pick up on it again. So that happens. Nice. So we are on step 2. I think it looks to me like soon enough. So Amy tried out right there. That's what you're going to end up doing. She tried to see if we were ready to be on the cueing phase, which is actually saying it before they're doing it, right? You're cueing the behavior to see if that's actually registered, and actually now they know, oh, I heard it, now I go there. So she tried it out. He's not quite ready for full-on cueing yet. But there's kind of a step 2.5 where you're technically still naming, but you're starting to stretch out that process. So you're naming the behavior potentially a little earlier and a little earlier. You're like pretty dang sure he's going there. You can tell he's on his way to the bed. So you say the cue then. You're just stretching out that naming process. So you're technically kind of cueing because the dog's not actually there yet, but you're not risking saying it when he's not even looking at it, right? So Amy said it when he was on his way there. So it's kind of a way to stretch out that process. You're in between naming and cueing. Nice. And that was great. So Leo was a little distracted, and then Amy just kind of hung out, waited, and then he went right back to the game. Nice. So Amy's going to keep trying to stretch that naming out. She's going to try to keep saying it a little earlier. Nice. So like maybe that was a cue, right? We'll see. We'll keep trying that out. But she definitely named that really early, which is how to really successfully get to, that was a cue to me. Yeah, that looked like a cue, right? He wasn't even looking at the bed. She said it. He turned and went. So that means we're pretty much ready to be on the cueing phase, which is the last phase. So that was pretty nice. So Amy did use a little bit of body pressure there to get him to go, which was smart because she cued it. He didn't go immediately, so she just used her body to kind of almost motion towards the bed. So Amy marks him when he gets there. She rewards him on the place and then frees him. So place means go to your place, sit, and stay. So when she rewards him, she's going to make sure that butt's on the ground, and then she'll release him with the word free. So this is what the final product's going to look like early on. He doesn't have, he's not perfect at it yet, right? He just learned this, but he clearly knows when he's told place, that means I go to this place. So let's watch a few more times of Amy cueing it and Leo successfully going. And then notice now how, again, Amy is rewarding him on the bed and then freeing him off. So he has to stay on that bed now that he actually knows what it means. Nice. Good. So we teach all the dogs here that a release command in their obedience. So if we say sit or we say down, they have to hold their sit, they have to hold their down until further notice. So we build that release command in, that's what free means. So he goes to place, he has to now hold place until he's told he's allowed to leave, which is what free means. Nice. Place. So we're gonna end up getting maybe 1 or 2 more good ones. So try to always end your sessions on a good note. Don't go, don't do too much because you don't want to kind of burn out your dog. You've all been in a class and you've been really, really getting it, but then the teacher just keeps throwing more and more at you, and then you're just like, oh my God. So we don't want to do that, but at the same time, we always love getting a few really solid ones before we end the session. So I'm going to leave it up to Amy on when she feels like she's gotten a good one to end on. Almost out of treats too. This does require lots of food, you guys. So maybe, use their breakfast or their dinner. Nice. All right, we're gonna end on that one. So Amy's gonna give him a pretty good jackpot and end on this one. She's got crumbs left probably. And then she'll free him, and then make sure you pick that bed up right when you're done with your session, because this is the dog's first lesson. We don't want him to now be stepping on that bed after the session's over, and then all of a sudden, wait, what? I thought I was getting food when I stepped on this bed. Is that not true? Oh, I guess that's not what this whole session was all about. So we don't want to confuse them. You generally want to do between maybe 2 or 3 full sessions of this before saying that the dog is fully generalized to place. And then once they really know it, yes, you can leave that bed out and just cue the dog to go to place whenever you'd like to. So that was pretty impressive for a first shot. He went through all 3 stages. He actually fully got to the cueing stage. Do not be discouraged if your dog ends up kind of getting bored with the session or not figuring it out as quickly as Leo did. You might end up ending on step 2. You might just be naming for a little bit, and then, I don't know if we're going to be ready for cueing in this first session. That's okay. Do it a few hours later and see if you can get to naming or to cueing later on. So next steps, you guys, would be off leash, right? Amy kept the leash on the whole time, really just because we've got camera equipment around, but I think he could have been off leash at some point in that session. So we start on leash, and then we'll end up maybe dropping the leash to let the dog have some more freedom. And then it's really just starting to proof the dog with being farther away from the bed when you cue it, both the dog and you, working on being farther and farther away, and then working on distractions, right? Working on the doorbell, working on people walking by, and so working on the dog not only going to place with distractions, but staying on place with distractions. You're gonna see another video, if you want, of using this skill for some of those really important behaviors that we were talking about that we want to try to eliminate. So this is the foundation of going to place, but you'll see in some other videos of how to use this to really kind of take the place of unwanted behaviors. So check out those videos. All right, guys, that was a pretty awesome session. Enjoy, and that was pretty awesome, Leonidas. Good job, Amy.